around the world. This is TNT FM News, brought to you in association with Douglas Lambius Associates, achieving great things for great Australasian accountants.
Good afternoon, the time's 3 o'clock. This is TNT 87.7 FM News. I'm William Broom. New figures show that almost 1 in 4 Australian families don't have any members in the workforce. The Bureau of Statistics figures show an estimated 24% of all families have no family member employed in the month of June 1997. Federal government officials say Australia will now be a safer place. This comes after the 5 o'clock deadline for illegal firearms to be surrendered as part of the government's gun buyback scheme. Deputy Prime Minister Tim Fischer has praised gun owners who have had to part company with their prized possessions.
We realise for many people it was parting with something that they regarded near and dear. And to those who have done so, my commendation of that. It was not an easy set of decisions by governments, state and federal.
The Travelgate saga is dominating Parliament again this afternoon, with the Australian opposition calling for a full judicial inquiry into the abuse of travel expenses by politicians. Karen Graham reports.
The Australian Prime Minister John Howard is rejecting opposition calls for a judicial inquiry into ministerial travel expenses, challenging the opposition to come up with any allegations implicating him personally. Mr Howard's told a parliamentary question time that no allegation with any skerrick of credibility or respectability has been made against him. 3 ministers have resigned over the travel rorts scandal, along with another 3 very high advisors in the Howard government.
Right now, we cross over to Denzel Taylor at the SABC in Johannesburg for the latest South African headlines.
The Truth Commission has refused to withdraw a subpoena ordering former State President P.W. Botha to appear at a special hearing into the apartheid-era State Security Council. The National Party has called for the drafting of what it terms a victims' charter to protect the rights of victims in South Africa. The East London City Council says it will implement additional security measures to protect the statue of Black consciousness leader Steve Biko against vandals. The National Olympic Committee of South Africa will need sponsorship of at least 60 million rands a year to prepare for the Olympic Games in Sydney in 2000. And South African fast bowler Arnold Donald will not interrupt his Pakistani tour to attend his mother's funeral.
In Wellington, New Zealand, a fire which gutted Broadcasting House is unlikely to have contaminated the adjacent building. Acting Occupational Safety and Health Manager Keith Stewart says the main area of concern is old light fittings which contain potentially toxic substances. Beleaguered New Zealand Prime Minister Jim Bolger is ready to fight back in a bid to keep his job. In a key speech in Auckland on Thursday, Mr Bolger will attempt to cross the view that he and the government lack the leadership and direction needed to take New Zealand forward. The speech will come less than a week after the massive defeat of the retirement savings scheme, which Mr Bolger publicly endorsed. Sports news next with Jensen Fox, recruitment.
That was TNT FM News from around the world, brought to you in association with Douglas Lambius Associates. For great accountancy recruitment opportunities, phone 0171 420 8000.
The latest from Zimbabwe, where the Kiwis have just opened their second innings in the final test of the day. They are currently 23 without loss and have just broken for lunch. In hockey, Australia won the Junior World Cup for the first time at Milton Keynes yesterday, after a thrilling 3-2 victory against India in the final. Australian control of the London Broncos Rugby League club has ceased. Virgin chief Richard Branson has just become the club's major shareholder and chairman. He has increased his holdings in the club from 15 to 55%, succeeding previous owner Barry Miranda, who is returning to Australia.
Sports coverage on TNT FM is brought to you by Jensen Fox, leading the field in banking recruitment. Remember the name, Jensen Fox, leading the field in banking recruitment. Call 0171 390 2650. That's 0171 390 2650.
If you're new to the UK and you're looking for labour, drop into number 10. Not that number 10. Number 10 Bedford Street, the home of Douglas Lambius Associates, or DLA. DLA offers a great choice of jobs for accountancy, personnel, and unlike the people at the other number 10, DLA can offer you positions for the long and short term. Douglas Lambius Associates, Bedford Street and Covent Garden. The number 10 you're welcome to drop into, or phone us on 0171 420 8000.
Good day. This is the oldest advertising ploy in the book. So what is your specialist subject?
Telephone charges to the Southern Hemisphere.
What is the lowest call charge to Sydney?
25p per minute with Swift Call, mate.
Correct. So how much does Swift Call charge to New Zealand, clever clogs?
30p per minute to New Zealand, friend.
Correct. How much to South Africa then, brain box?
40p per minute with Swift Call.
Correct. Who do you call to find out more, mate?
Swift Call services free on 0800 769 0077.
Correct.
You don't need to be a mastermind to appreciate Swift Call's low telephone charges to the Southern Hemisphere. Telephone Swift Call services free on 0800 769 0077 for more details.
The latest weather brought to you by the Royal Brompton Clinical Studies Unit in Kensington on 0171 351 8971.
It'll be windy with mist and some sunny outbreaks with some rain expected later. A possible high of 21 degrees Celsius right now in London. It's 6 degrees and 9 on Sydney's Darling Harbour.
Phone 0171 351 8971 if you want to participate in ethically approved trials for new asthma treatments.